Parks play a big part of our lives, whether we realise it or not. They're meeting places, places of comfort, places of exercise, places of community. When we think of parks, we don't always think of history though, do we? Well, where we are today, Thorne Memorial Park, is full of stories. There's a lot of history in parks, and I brought along some young historians who are going to tell us all about their importance. I was wondering if you could tell us why green spaces are needed today.
Well, green spaces are still so important for our health. They're used every day by everyone: walkers, families, schools, and people of all ages just to enjoy. It's estimated that over 37 million people, over half of the population, use parks regularly. Parks have been considered essential for our well-being since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution.
With the population around 26 million by the middle of the 19th century, a new landscape of Britain forged by factories and mass migration into cities, many people had concerns about the environment and their health.
J.C. Loudon, writing in the Gardeners magazine in 1829, campaigned for public parks as breathing spaces, as in spaces away from the smog and the buzz of the new industrial life.
Thus, parks like Thorne Memorial Park have been essential to the well-being of local communities they serve. This park, however, originally started out as pleasure grounds for the nearby Durham family.
Just outside the gates of the western side of the park lies Thorne Hall. Although the exact date of its construction isn't really known, it is believed that it was built in the late 1700s, with extensions made to the pavilion wings in the 1800s. The Durham family lived there from the mid-1800s. It stayed with the Durham family until the death of Frederick Durham in 1913, after which their contents were sold off at auction. The pleasure grounds were bought by the council in 1990 for £700 using the money raised by the public. That would be over 20,300 today. In the next 7 years, the path, seats and the flowers were all put in. They also bought the walled garden in 1953.
For so many neurodiverse residents in our area, it could make a real difference. When I look around, I don't see a garden. I see a potential for everyone. When I walk around these gardens, I can just imagine what they can become. So many people in our community need a place to relax, learn, and enjoy nature in their own way. I can just picture it. Colourful flowers, different textures to touch, and gentle music and sounds to the ear for the people who need it. A sensory garden isn't just a place, it's somewhere to grow, learn, and make new memories.
The park was actually built around this pond. It's believed it was modelled on the remnants of an ancient waterway, part of one of the many long-gone channels of the River Don. This pond is definitely one of the memorable parts of the park, but of course there are many other important parts too.
There's the bandstand, for example. The committee for this was established in 1926. It cost around £150 to make, which is around £3,000 in today's money, all of which was raised by the public.
There's also the water pumps. There's one here in the park which acts as a memorial to the Crimean War. Then there's another at the Market Square, which was built in 1856 at the Green, and then was moved to its current location by the 1940s.
These were also the gates and pillars at the entrance of the park. These were donated by Mrs. Sarah Kenyon and a member of the Thorne Board Guardians and wife of Solicitor George Kenyon. The Kenyons were really important in the development of the park, in particular the memorial.
The memorial in Thorne Park is the focal point for the Thorne and District Royal British Legion branch to conduct their remembrance events. And on Remembrance Sunday, this park is full of hundreds of people coming together to pay their respects and remember all those that paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. The memorial is surrounded by benches, and that allows our visitors to take their time out, gather their thoughts and memories in a peaceful and respectful space. Only recently I was sat next to a gentleman on this bench behind me, and he was remembering his wife's grandfather, and he is listed amongst the 149 names on this memorial. He had died in the Battle of Monte Cassino in Italy. Now his memory lives on not only through his family, but everyone that comes together and visits the memorial itself here in the park. And every person listed has a place in history, and they deserve to be remembered by the local community. Our Royal British Legion branch is very fortunate to have such a well-maintained memorial that brings the local community together in remembrance.
George Kenyon's brother Geoffrey was also a solicitor and also a soldier who died in the Battle of the Somme. It was unveiled by his brother, Harold, on Remembrance Sunday 1921, which is when the park got its name. The memorial was dedicated to the 113 men from Thorne who lost their lives in the First World War, and then the names of the 36 men who lost their lives in the Second World War were added. It was rededicated in 2004 with the Dukes of Kent in attendance. It serves as an act of remembrance of those who died in the wars of yesterday, for people today and for people of the future.
One of the most loved attractions in the Thorne Memorial Park is the miniature railway. Run by dedicated volunteers, it has been carrying passengers for over 25 years.
Since then, generations of children and families have climbed aboard, creating happy memories and sharing a love of railways. Decades on, the miniature railway remains one of the park's most popular attractions, bringing smiles to visitors young and old.
This railway could be 1997, 1998. It's debatable. It's a few years ago, shall we say. And I came and joined them about 2000 from the railway at the museum at Santoff there. And I helped to put a lot of this track down, because originally it was only a short stretch of track going from the old air raid shelter. That's not many of those left in Doncaster, but the air raid shelter, and just round to the tree at back of it. And eventually, as we got funding, and we got quite a bit of help from the council at times, and we put another section of track in, that inner track there. So trains could be running in opposite directions there. And anyway, it was doing very successfully. I left about 2011 because I had a trolleybus to restore over at the Bus Museum, a Doncaster trolleybus, so I went and helped there. But I kept in touch with the railway, and as you can see, I'm here today in 2026.
New for 2026, we've just started a new committee for the railway, which is Memorial Park Community Railway. So we're hoping to have it running hopefully by the end of the year. So we're after new volunteers, any help we can get really. We can obviously share the skills of miniature railways, engineering, and share it with the new generations to come.
Speaking of today, there are parts that have helped shape childhoods and formed core memories for local people. The new kids' playground will guarantee that families will be able to use this surprisingly historic place for generations to come. One of the greatest strengths of Thorne Memorial Park isn't just its beautiful green spaces, historic features, or well-loved facilities. It's the people who care for it. The Friends of Thorne Park are a dedicated group of volunteers who share a passion for protecting, improving, and celebrating this special place. Whether it's planting flowers, caring for wildlife habitats, leading guided walks, or simply lending a helping hand whenever it's needed, every contribution makes a lasting difference.
Thorne Memorial Park has always belonged to the people of Thorne, and as a town council we're proud to play a part in protecting and shaping for future generations. Over the years the council have invested in improving the park while making sure it keeps its character and history. From supporting the Ministry Railway and improving facilities to helping deliver the new playground and bringing new life to the cafe area. Every change has been keeping the park active, welcoming and accessible for everyone.
But this park is more than just what we see today. It is part of Thorne's story. Generations of local people have memories here, from remembrance events and family days out to quiet moments beside the pond. This is why the Town Council is now looking towards the future by exploring a National Lottery Heritage Fund application. This would help us to protect the park's heritage, celebrate its history, improve biodiversity and accessibility, and create new opportunities for education, well-being and community activities.
The aim is simple: to honour the past while making sure Thorne Memorial Park continues to thrive for generations to come.
A community is more than just the places in it. It's also the people and their stories.
What would you like children my age to know about this park?
The park's history. The park has been there a long time, long before I was there. And I would like them to learn that history. I think it would be nice if there was things around the park, boards, where people like yourselves, the younger generation, can read how the park started, where it all came from, because I don't think many people know that.
What part of the park's history should never be forgotten?
Swimming pool, the paddling pool. We call it a paddling pool. It wasn't actually deep enough to swim it. And it used to get a bit tatty with little bits of stones and everything, but we loved it. We loved the swimming pool. It was the nearest we ever got to a nice big area where you could go and, in the summer. We used to have nice summers then. I don't know what happened, but it was really good.
Can you tell us the story of one of the people remembered here?
Yeah, there's 146 names on there, but I'll tell you about one who is a corporal, and his name was John William Harper. Now, sadly, he died at the age of 28 in Italy, and he was fighting the enemy when his commanding officer was injured, and he had to take over. And they had to climb over this wall and into a ditch to make their way forward. So he went over, he climbed that wall a total of 3 times, and unfortunately, he was then killed in action. But they decided he was so brave, they awarded him the highest medal for gallantry, which is the Victoria Cross. So everyone on there has a story to tell, but he was awarded the biggest honour going.
What is it about this place that makes it special?
Well, it was a place where you could go and play with all your friends and have a good time for the day. And it didn't cost you anything. Because my mum and dad didn't have a lot of money, and we went to things that were free.
If you could travel back to one day in the park's history, which day would you choose and why?
I like the summertime in the park because we could stay there all day. We'd go with a bottle of water and some jam butties and be in and out of the paddling pool, on the swings, and you could play all day.
Why do you think people keep coming back to the park, this park generation after generation? Well, first of all, it's there. I mean, it's the only park in Thorne, in the centre of Thorne, and it's also got a bit of everything, and it keeps changing. So each generation, it's got something for them. So when my dad went there, it was only a couple of playthings. When I went there was probably about 10. And now there's a train and there's a new calf. So it keeps changing. Oh, and there's that new play area as well that's all modern, even better. So kids of today won't probably like our old stuff, but they've got that great new stuff. So that's why I think they keep coming back.
What would you like children my age to know about this park?
Definitely the fact that it is your park. It's children's park, it's young children's like yourselves park, as very much as it is old people's park, as very much as it is anyone's in Thorns. We all have a collective responsibility to look after it. We all should strive to keep it clean, keep it safe, keep it friendly. But remember that this is our park, it's everyone's park. We can go in, we can enjoy it, we can go in there, make friends, make memories. And I think for young children like yourself growing up, I think it's important to remember that this is somewhere where you can have fun, somewhere you can look back when you're older and go, I used to love playing in Thorne Memorial Park. I used to do this, I remember this happening. And so young children, I encourage all of you to make memories there, because you'll look back at it and go, I'm so glad I did that.
Was there a favourite spot in the park when you were young, and why was it special?
Favourite what, sorry? Spot?
Yeah.
Well, all the park, because there was more amusements, more things to play on in the park when we were younger. We could go swimming, or we thought it was swimming, in paddling pool, and all things like that.
What do you think young people today would be most surprised to learn about the park?
Well, I mean, it's called Thorne Memorial Park, so I'm assuming that it is in memory of the Great War rather than the Second World War. But it is a memorial park, and I go every year and present a wreath at the cenotaph, because that's what we do to remember those who have fallen in battle.
What is the story behind the memorial?
The people of Thorne and Moor Ends wanted to erect a memorial for the people who they knew personally who had died in the First World War. So the story was that they had paid for the park and they had a memorial erected. So can you imagine, in those days it would have taken a lot of money and so on to build that memorial, because it's a big memorial. So it was dedicated on the 11th, on the November the 11th, 1921. And what's so special about November the 11th? That's when the end of the First World War ended. That's Remembrance Sunday. So that's important.
So do you remember all the, I had the swings and
There were only two playthings in the park when I was young.
what were they?
A roundabout,
Yeah.
where it was a thing that you could sit on, climb on a step, and then you could sit on the top. Bars coming round, and these bars you could run round, making it go faster, as fast as you could make it go. That was the swing. Mainly it was the little ones used to get on the swing, on that roundabout. The swing was a big metal thing, poles up, and bars come down. There was a big long platform with handles on some of them, and you could get two people on, one at one end and one at the other. What we used to call it is working it up, where we used to make it go backwards and forwards like this, and you was always trying to lock it, because when you got it up to the top it could lock.
And you weren't supposed to do it?
And you weren't supposed to do that, no. But they were the only two when I was young.
There used to be a park keeper, didn't there? Do you remember his name?
No, I don't. All we ever called him was Parky. When I was young, climbing trees in park, the Parky was really after you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You had to always be watching where he was. So if you wanted to do anything. But in the park at that time also, there was rooks. All the trees had rooks in. They used to have a band every Sunday. And it was, because there were a lot of pits, there used to be the bands from the mines, brass bands. And every Sunday, you'd have a different one from a different area, and they'd be entertaining. They used to put, I think they had deck chairs, type deck chairs, but they were kept in that place where the old men used to go to play dominoes and cards.
Old men? They were probably younger than you, Dad.
No, they were old men to me.
Yeah.
and so people used to be all round listening to bands. It was good entertainment as well. Not as much to me when I was there as young, but later on it was nice, yeah.
My next question is, what would you like children my age to know about the park?
Well, I think they want to know that it's an asset for the town. It's very central. It's getting more and more popular. It's more evident when you have Memorial Day, 11th of November. The community seems to be very respective of the day. It's getting bigger each year. So I think for the town, for the families, for the community, it just needs to be looked after. It needs to be used. And if you don't use it, you could lose it.
Having the Thorne Memorial Park and where it's situated and what it can offer to the community, it's a little bit, as I said earlier, a bit of a heartbeat and a great place for community gathering, for people to go out and play games, recreation, football, whatever that may be. But it's a meeting place, you know, and on nice sunny days, better than just sitting in your garden or at home on the computer and getting out there with your mates and enjoy nature.
If you had one wish for the future of Thorne Memorial Park, what would it be?
I would think for it still to be there, for it to be used to its fullest, be very much centre of the community. It's nice when the sun's shining, but it's also nice the new park's been made, the new playground gets used. You know, I think just to be part of Thorne.
If you could have one message for the future visitors, what would it be?
If I had one message, I would say, please look after the park. It's meant so much for so many people, for generations. You know, it were there before there were any technology, before kids had videos or iPhones or anything else. And we want to continue with that legacy. For the people that created it, means a lot.
It's important to have a park in all towns. I know it's expensive, but it's important for children. Playing is important, just as important as lessons. You learn so much by playing with other children.
Thorne is not just a place, it is a community. Sure, it has seen hardships like any town has, but it has come through stronger. This park is a brilliant example of that. This park is a communal space that sees every walk of life, every day. It's an important part of what makes Thorne such a great community, and it's something that we must protect and treasure now so we can save it for the future.
Get this 113. To the 113.
Mark it. Scene 4.1, take 1. Could you write that one any smaller?
Yeah.
Action.
Oh, can we restart that? Can we restart?
We'll keep rolling, and then you can do the clapper. Are you ready? So we've got up a bit. Scene 4, take 3.
Just outside the gates
Hang
of...
on a minute.
All right.
Community. I take it we're... Yeah.
This pond is definitely one of the most memorable. Can I retake that one?
Of course you can.
What's the memorable?
But I'll do it now.
But then it only had a few rides, but everybody made their own entertainment.
Park keeper, didn't there? Do you remember his name?
No, I don't.
We all got called.
Round 2, take 3.
That all? Brilliant. Say, C5, take 2.
C5, take 2.
Yeah, we'll just wait for Sarah.
Oh, sorry, it is work. Would it be possible?
I'll try to imagine. That one.
Okay, I'm going to tell you now.
So we've got what we call wide. Are you happy? Right, sound.
Yes.
So let's set our sound up. Where do you want to put it? I think. Otherwise, I will absolutely cry if you don't really say.
What games did children play here when you were growing up?
You just asked me that.
We'll just make sure you listen.
Oh.